Servus, I was in Leipzig recently where I got to take a ride on a motorless tram trailer. It's basically an extra tram car attached to the back of a powered tram. Not too complicated. Running trams this way is definitely not unheard of. But, Munich does this with buses. And no, I'm not talking about regular walk-through articulated buses. I'm talking about a completely separate bus cabin with no driver's cab or interior controls that just gets attached to the back of a regular bus. It's finally time for an ode to Munich's weirdest transit vehicle, the Busanhänger. As you probably know, I've been studying abroad in Munich, Germany. I love Munich, I love Bavaria, both have been great. Naturally, one of my favorite things about living here has been the transit. Die Münchner Verkehrsgesellschaft, or MVG, or MVG in English, is the transit agency responsible for running the U-Bahn, trams, and buses in Munich. MVG's colors are white and blue, the same as Bavaria's, and these colors can naturally be seen on buses all around Munich. We've got regular buses and plenty of articulated buses for when there's higher demand. But what happens when you've already sent out your articulated buses and you still need more capacity? Well then, you have the Busanhänger, or bus trailers. These wacky oddities of Munich transit, manufactured by either Hess or Göppel, attached to the back of regular buses. There's no steering wheel, no driver's cab, just seats and a way to validate a ticket. Note that to buy a ticket you have to be in the main part of the bus where the driver is. And if you're concerned about how tickets are checked and fares are paid when passengers board, this is just how Germany does transit. No fare gates for trains, and at least in Munich, there's usually no need to show the bus or tram driver a ticket upon boarding. It's on the honor system here. You're just expected to pay your fare, have an already validated ticket, or validate one on board, or at the station in case of trains. And if you don't, well, be prepared to pay a nice €60 fine if you get caught, and they do periodically check, so don't risk it. The passenger area and seat layout of your average Busanhänger isn't too different from that of a regular bus, other than the front being higher floored in order to clear the front wheels of the trailer. And because the two bus cabins are completely separate from each other, you get cool views of the back of the bus in front of you swinging out wide to make turns. But Busanhänger aren't necessarily found just anywhere in Munich. They tend to cluster around a few different routes. And I've had pretty good success in finding them on bus route 53, which runs between U-Bahnhof Münchner Freiheit and Eidenbachstraße. And this makes total sense. The 53 is an orbital route, largely serving parts of Munich north and west of München Hauptbahnhof, or Munich Central Station, and the historic Old City, or Altstadt. The 53 runs between different U-Bahn lines and also connects to the S-Bahn, so the need for extra passenger capacity on this route, due to all the people connecting to or from trains, makes sense. And it's not like these modern Busanhänger just popped up out of nowhere. The concept has been around in Germany since at least the early 1900s. Over time, its use has become commonplace in certain cities, such as Munich, where they can be seen just tagging along behind a regular bus. MVG's vehicles are quite a bit newer than those of the early 1900s, however. Munich's current Busanhänger are mostly from the 2010s, so thankfully there are still plenty of them out on the road. There's really not too much more I can say about these transit oddities. They're cool, they're practical, and they're just plain neat. Let me know in the comments if your transit agency has any of these bus trailers. And if you've ridden any other weird or unique transit vehicles, let me know. Thanks for watching this video on one of Munich's weirdest transit vehicles, and I'll see y'all in the next one.